All right, so I'm here with Peyton from over at the Fourth Radical YouTube channel, and we're looking at this new video that just came out. Take a look at it. So what happened is this is in New York now. We're seeing the abductions in broad daylight where they're getting out and they're grabbing people, and in this case, assisted by the police. So we just saw that. So what do you think, Peyton?
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely outrageous, and it's truly terrifying to see these kinds of tactics spreading across the country. So we saw it in Portland; it was terrible there, and we criticized it both on my channel and on Chris's channel as well. We criticized these actions as well. But now to see it spreading to New York City is terrifying. And also, what we saw there, which we weren't necessarily seeing over in Portland, is the fact that the NYPD is complicit in the kidnapping. You see there the NYPD, the New York City officers, going around surrounding the vehicles to protect these abductors, protect these unmarked, people being thrown into unmarked vehicles without being given reasons, just throwing them into the van, and the NYPD is just complicit in it. I thought the idea was that, oh well, it's just a few bad apples going on. Clearly, you got a whole bunch of them because those good apples supposedly aren't standing up to the bad apples.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that I found most disturbing was the fact that they were now working in coordination with the local police, because I had been guessing that it like in Portland, I'm sure that the police and the federal forces have sort of figured out how they're going to stay away from each other, because you could imagine clashes occurring there that could get messy. So I was guessing the mayor probably said stay away from them, and then the other forces knew to keep their distance. But here we actually see the cooperation, like aggressively helping each other get this thing done. So really, the police can't really say they weren't involved. They were actively, using the bike to push people away and make sure that this happened. So they're as much a part of it as the people in the van, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And the crazy thing about this, guys, is it turns out that it looks like they're using rented vehicles, so they can't even really be traced at all. They're getting rental vans, and then they're abducting people in rental vans. I mean, it's so the levels deep that this goes is absolutely disgusting. The levels deep that they're going to cover their traces so that no one can find them, nobody can call anyone to account, is disgusting, is outrageous. And the other thing that's so important to note here is, sort of what I alluded to earlier, is the fact that you have to explain to people why you're touching them. You have to explain to people why you're grabbing them. And also, you have to explain to them, why you're arresting them in any kind of legal situation. You have to explain the situation to them. You can't just do something to someone. And, part of what it is to be human is to be able to discourse and think about things. If you just grab people, then you're taking away that very human element from them. You're saying that you're not worthy to be human. You're saying that I can treat you like you're an animal, like you're a dog. I can just grab you and do what I will with you. That's disgusting. That's outrageous. And Chris, if you just grab someone, you pointed this one out to me. If you just grab someone wherever you are, then yeah, you're going to react. You're going to be like, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you touching me? Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And you're doing it forcefully like that.
Yeah.
And then they just use it as justification for resisting arrest too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I mean, people are not conditioned to be touched by people that you don't know, right? We keep our you're not touching people at work and in different settings. You don't go around touching people you're not familiar with. You're not supposed to do that. So it's shocking when someone you don't know grabs you. And the truth is, there are people out there who've, victims of abuse, when they get grabbed unexpectedly by someone they don't know, that it can have an emotional impact on people. It's just not a good thing to be doing.
Right. It's so important to explain what's going on in a situation, and to see this situation where, oh, well, we're not going to explain you. We don't respect you enough to explain what's going on. We're just going to grab you and throw you in an unmarked van. I don't know that it's quite yet to say that America is a fascist dictatorship, but we're clearly headed in this direction. And that is clearly the thing that you would see in a fascist dictatorship, right. Throwing people in vans like this. So this is the kind of thing that you don't want in any kind of way. Definitely not in a society which claims to be free, which claims to be a democracy, because this is the kind of thing that undermines those principles. This is the kind of thing that allows people in power to get away with all kinds of other things. And then that's just like, this isn't like, oh, one bad thing that, a bad sort of government does, and then everything else might. No, this is the kind of thing that peels away at everything else. This is the kind of thing that can lead to other bad things. And it really, it has to stop. It has to stop. And unfortunately, I don't think we're seeing enough criticism from Democrats criticizing this strong enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like a scene out of some dystopian movie. I think maybe you said that last time, where it's like this is exactly what you would see in a movie for what you don't want your country to be about, what you don't want the world to be about, people being nabbed. So yeah, it's definitely an upsetting scenario, upsetting situation. So yep, that's the video. We should definitely be looking out for this kind of stuff because yeah, whether it can be classified as fascist yet, I mean, this is exactly the kind of stuff that makes it seem like that's the direction things are going. So, thanks for
Terrifying.
thanks for being here on the show, Peyton. And make sure you head over to Fourth Radical. Check out those videos over there. He's got great stuff going on, and go check out those videos. And we will see you in the future. Thanks, Peyton.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.